What is going on, guys? So Sony Pictures has just released the first trailer for the upcoming I Know What You Did Last Summer. I guess this is a legacy sequel, considering it includes Freddie Prinze Jr. and it includes Jennifer Love Hewitt. If Julie James is in the movie, I suppose that means that it connects to the 1997 I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then I don't know what year. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. The one with Brandy in it, the one that I still kind of stand for to this day, despite the fact that it's not actually a good movie. That reveal at the end is just gold. It's comedy gold. I want to watch this trailer, so this video is going to get demonetized instantly, of course. I'm probably going to go through it bit by bit. Pause as we go, but then what I want to do at the end is I want to connect it back and watch the trailer for the original 1997 I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then just kind of give you some of my thoughts on it. We don't talk a lot about the horror genre. It's not really my thing, but I do have a special place in my heart for the slasher films of the late 90s, because those were the ones that I watched growing up when I probably wasn't supposed to be, right? The original Scream, Scream 2, having them on VHS. I don't even know where I got them, because I don't think my parents probably would have bought them for me. I wasn't old enough to really be watching them, but I love those films. They were kind of formative parts of my childhood. So when they release these legacy sequels that continue on the stories with characters from the original films, it's always interesting to go through it, see how it makes you feel. So we're going to watch this trailer here, and then I'm going to give my thoughts as we go, and then we're going to watch the 1997 trailer, and I'll just kind of tie it all together and see what we think. So here we go, guys.
Baby, you okay?
It's Madeline Klein.
Upstairs, and
she was in Glass Onion.
That guided meditation you like.
Thank you. Find a peaceful setting.
Visually, I like that shot.
Close your eyes. Imagine.
I guess the first thing I think of when I see it is, maybe it's just because I draw it back to the way I felt about the movies back then, but everything these days, maybe it's just because everything is digital, everything feels so polished and studio-esque that there isn't the grit or feel that movies made in the late 90s had in this genre, because they were shot on film and it was just different, right? Like, you're seeing the quasi-typical, it's the blue and the yellow color scheme.
Now.
Everything just feels so sanitized, even in the horror genre, for stuff like this. So maybe that's just me. That could just be my interpretation, but that's the first thing I thought of when I saw the initial shots.
Entering your body and emanating out from your chest.
A harpoon? Okay, well, I don't remember a harpoon from the original one. I remember the fisherman, you know, when he goes in and he actually finds if I remember correctly, found the hook when he was committing his first murder in the fishing village.
Deep breath in, and remember, the energy you give to the universe always comes back to you.
So the hook, there is your, that is what you go to the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie for. But the harpoon is kind of an addition, I guess, to power up the bad guy. He's no longer powered by righteous indignation and anger. He's powered by other weapons for deep sea fishing. Decent sound design there.
Do you think this is some kind of karma for?
I always think it's weird because I talk about this when we talk about the X-Files. So, like, gone are the days, because of social media, gone are the days of the story told of the sleepy little town in the middle of nowhere. Because of the internet, we've connected everybody, and those stories of the little town off the beaten path, the little fishing village, they don't feel as scary anymore because we're connected to them through the internet in a way that just wasn't common back in the late 90s. So that kind of story setting, although visually beautiful and obviously visually fantastic, it plays as a great kind of caveat. It plays as a great backdrop to scenes of horrific violence, because you have beautiful idyllic scenery and then gruesome action being taken, but it's kind of dampened by the fact that technology has connected all of us, and those little, you know, places off the beaten path have lost their ambiance in a way. There's no mystery anymore.
What we did. What if someone saw what happened?
I'm gonna come back to that, to what you're seeing right there when I go back and we watch the 1997 trailer.
You need to handle this. This isn't the first time there's been violence like this in Southport.
The line just felt very I'm being hypercritical here right now. Maybe it's the love I have for the 1997 movie, but I'm being hypercritical here. But that line just felt very ham-fisted to me. Like, it feels like he would come in and he would say, like, this isn't the first time this has happened before. Like, it's just weird that he mentions the city of Southport. Again, my brain is all over the place. I could just be being hypercritical. I'm sure I am, but that was the first thing I thought of when I saw this.
Like this in Southport. It's not going to stop.
So everybody knows Sarah Michelle Gellar as Helen, but her sister was played by Bridget, what's her name, right? The one who married Pete Sampras? Bridget Regan? Am I right about that? I'm pretty sure it was. Bridget Wilson. Bridget Regan is a different person.
Stop.
I need to start drinking.
Someone is coming after us. I need your help.
The reveal of Julie.
I just have one question. What did you do last summer?
Okay. So again, there's beautiful scenery. I do love that part, but it just look. I love the first two Screams. I like Scream 3. I think Scream 4 had some fantastic ideas that it tried to implement with the rise of social media and the desire for online fame. But as we get into the territory of legacy sequel, which Scream 4 does get into, given that 2011 was when it came out and the original Scream came out in 1995, you're already into that boundary where, you need those main characters there. They tried to do an I Know What You Did Last Summer show, I believe, and it flopped. But you need to bring the legacy characters that survived into this. I get the point of it, but I feel like it kind of, it doesn't allow the new actors to stand on their own.
This place is so beautiful, it makes me want to die.
I also feel like a lot of times, given that these kids are the ones in this movie, I guess would age as Zoomers. Like, it always feels like I'm watching a millennial or a Gen Xer's writing of what they imagine a Gen Z person talks like. And it very rarely rings as true. So those are my initial thoughts on the original trailer. Let's go and let's watch the 1997 trailer. And you're going to notice a lot of vast differences. First, in the way trailers are cut and put together, but also their ability to kind of deviate from the traditional format in which trailers denote tone, especially for the horror genre, given the fact that it feels like a lot of times, outside of the kills that are shown in horror trailers, so much of drama and horror are kind of timed in the same way, trailer-wise. So let's watch the 1997 trailer. Let me know what you guys think.
So the boy and girl are making out, right? When they hear over the radio that this lunatic killer's escaped from an insane asylum.
That's not the way it goes. The boy goes for help, and the girl stays in the car, and she hears this, scratching sound.
No, he's been decapitated. Okay. No, he was gutted with a hook.
So they're initially... Right off the bat, they're establishing what happens to bring about the movie's inciting incident.
You can't just leave him here.
Oh, tell me, little Miss Prelaw, what's the charge for manslaughter? We make a pact. Right here and now we take this to our grave.
Connects you to the characters.
For the last year, 4 friends have kept a secret.
What do you notice? Trailer voice. We miss trailer voice. I love, all you get it now is honest trailers, with the epic voice guy giving you the trailer dialogue. You don't get that anymore. It's never actually done that way. That's one of the things that I love most about old movie trailers.
Are you on drugs? No. Well, then what is wrong? I've had a rough year.
Nowadays, they would say, you need to be on drugs because you're depressed. They would say, oh, Julie, you've been sad. We need to put you on Prozac. Whereas back in the day, they would ask the character, are you on drugs because you're not acting normal? Times have changed.
But not all secrets stay buried.
Somebody sent this to me.
The handwriting is also decidedly more masculine, and like with with the all caps in the new trailer. Or in the original trailer.
I know what you did last summer. Ooh.
What they thought would be a new beginning
Toast to us.
is becoming a dead end.
Somebody tried
Notice it doesn't have the same distinct blue and yellow color scheme, the complementary colors that has kind of sanitized so much of Hollywood movie making. It's beautiful. It looks great to the eye, but in a lot of ways it ends up homogenizing a lot of the things that get made today.
kill you last night. We have to go to the police.
If he wanted me dead, he could have done it.
And the mistake they made.
It was an accident.
There was no accident. It was murder.
What if he's still alive?
So was it murder or was it manslaughter? Is it like manslaughter plus cover-up, given that they didn't intend to kill the guy?
Hey! What are you doing here?
It's Anne Hesh. R.I.P. Anne Hesh.
Is coming back to haunt them.
Oh my gosh.
He's after me too. I got a letter. I got run over. Helen gets her hair chopped off. Julie gets a body in a truck and you get a letter? That's balanced.
She's waiting for us to unravel. The wait is over. What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
The clip it launched a million memes. Even the song plays against type, right? So the song Hush, which is upbeat, but yet still has kind of a dark tone to it, feels different than what the tone of the trailer should indicate, which kind of gives the audience something unique. Upbeat. It's fast-paced. It gets you into the actual fear they're feeling through the fight-or-flight response of them running away from, you know, the fisherman who walks the whole time. Never chases that.
I know what you did last summer.
Jump scare at the end. Look, I love that trailer so much. I love that trailer. I love trailer voice. I love the upbeat song that shows them as they're running away. What's funny is, like, look, this movie, like the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, came out in 1997. And at that time, look, it launched the careers of four very, very, you know, above average actors, at least in the sense that they've been working this whole time. These weren't four stars who went on, they worked a couple more movies and then they disappeared into obscurity. They all continued working and became huge parts of pop culture. Freddie Prinze Jr. was it She's All That, right? Which became a big romantic, you know, teen film from my generation growing up. Ryan Phillippe was Cruel Intentions and went on to be, like, you know, he acts in a lot of movies that, you know, they're not going to the theaters, but he's continued acting that whole time. Sarah Michelle Gellar, obviously maybe the most recognizably successful. It was Cruel Intentions. Love her in that movie. It was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, obviously. And then Scooby-Doo and other things like that. And then Jennifer Love Hewitt, who though I feel like Sarah Michelle Gellar is the one that would probably be thought of first because of Buffy and Scooby-Doo. Sarah Michelle Gellar must have, like, the best acting agent in Hollywood because she has consistently been a lead actor or character in a show since this movie. It was The Client List, and then it was Ghost Whisperer, and then it was Party of Five before that. Now she's been on, like, 911, which is some, like, network TV procedural I've never seen, but over 100 episodes of that, working consistently. And if you ask anyone my age, any millennial, those are four actors that are core to, like, some of that millennial nostalgia that came from that time period. The problem with legacy films is I don't know whether it's possible for the new actors. I saw Madeline Klein. I didn't recognize any of the other actors that were in the new trailer, but can those new actors, can they really make a name for themselves? Remember, I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those actors, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Phillippe, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, they'd all acted before that, but from 1997 on, that was a jumping off point for a lot of their careers because they were the stars of that movie. Can Madeline Klein and the other actors in the new movie separate themselves from the legacy characters, you know, from Ryan Phillippe and from Freddie Prinze Jr. and from Jennifer Love Hewitt, can they separate themselves enough as actors to then launch careers of their own off the backs of this film? I don't know if they can. So it's kind of one of the problems. I guess Jenna Ortega might be the example of that working, given that she was in the Scream franchise with Neve Campbell. But even then, she was in 5 and 6, and I believe Neve Campbell wasn't in 6. I didn't see the 6th one. But Jenna Ortega is a household name. But even then, I don't think of her as synonymous with Scream. I think of her as synonymous with Wednesday, stuff like that. So can the new actors really do that? I don't know. The biggest problem I have most of all is that trailers like this, they just show of the new trailer, they show the homogeneity of the way that Hollywood produces their material now, and it doesn't speak to me. I'm always going to choose the 1997 I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'll tell you why. Look, go back and watch that initial opening scene, the title. I'm not even talking about the whole movie. The title sequence of, I've brought this up on PCC. If you don't know, this is a pop culture channel. We cover, if you're new here, we have a podcast every day. I talked endlessly about the title scroll for this movie is a long held helicopter shot at dusk over a rocky shoreline that leads up to a man, sitting over the edge of a cliff, and it's timed to the Typo Negative song Summer Breeze, and it's dark, it's ominous, it sets the tone perfectly for the movie, and it felt unique. And I don't know if what we're going to get, look, they didn't even really establish the crime or what the inciting incident was for the new movie in that trailer, the way that the 1997 trailer did, showing you the aftermath of the accident and them kind of making their pact together. So can Hollywood break itself away from the homogeneity? Can they separate the movie out and make it its own thing? I don't know if they can. It'll be interesting to see. I would be interested to know what you guys think about the trailer for the legacy sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's going to be coming out, I believe it says, July 18th. So let me know down below. Look, horror movie fans are loyal. Horror movie fans will come out for the films. I'm assuming that this movie is going to do good numbers at the theaters. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know down below, guys. Are you interested in this movie? Do you think the trailer from the 1997 I Know What You Did Last Summer was superior to the 2025 one, as I believe that it was superior? Let me know down below. Guys, we are live on Pop Culture Crisis, normally Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is noon Pacific. Come and join us. Tune into the show. Hope to see you there. Later, guys. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.